Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we gather the sources, strip away all the noise, and really try to extract the operating manual for human success. And today, we're looking at the concept of invisible influences, these hidden mental maps and physical routines that predict our external outcomes.
That's the mission, and we're moving far beyond just simple body language tips.
Right.
Exploring the deep psychological and physical tactics that really determine connection and control. Our sources today, they range from nonverbal communication studies to breakdowns of athletic mastery, specifically Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
So we're really digging into the science of intentional communication, both the signals you send out and, I guess, the way you process the world around you.
Exactly.
So let's start at the absolute ground level, the invisible foundation of all human interaction space. The term for this is proxemics.
Precisely. It's a concept from an anthropologist, Edward Hall, back in the 1960s. And what he noticed is that the distance we keep between each other, it isn't random at all.
It's a core part of our nonverbal behavior.
It is. And it's deeply connected to safety, to power dynamics, social comfort, even emotional regulation.
And most people probably know the basic zones, especially in a Western context. Hall laid out these 4 standard distances.
Right. You have the intimate space, which is super close, 0 to 18 inches, reserved for your closest partners.
Then you have personal space,
which is about 18 inches to 4 feet. Think family, close friends. Then social space is 4 to 10 feet, more casual or professional stuff. And finally, public space is anything over 10 feet.
But just sticking with those measurements, that kind of misses the bigger picture from our sources, doesn't it?
It misses the most crucial insight. We're not just talking about physical distance anymore. We need to introduce this conceptual upgrade, which is called cognitive proxemics.
Okay, cognitive proxemics. Break that down for us. What does that actually mean?
It's the sub-branch that looks at how your mental construction of space, how you imagine it, how you represent it in your head, actually influences your observable behavior.
So it's not just where you stand, it's the way your brain maps the interaction before it even happens.
Yes, and this is where the neuroscience gets really interesting. The sources show that the brain's spatial mapping system, it constructs a coherent sense of space, whether a scene is real, remembered, or completely invented.
It uses the same neural pathways.
The exact same ones. Structures like the hippocampus are firing, whether you're physically in a location or just vividly imagining it.
So wait, if I'm internally mapping out an upcoming negotiation where I feel threatened, or I'm anticipating someone being aggressive, my brain is basically preloading that entire scenario.
It's preloading it. The mental distance you create in your mind, that intentional closeness or distance, profoundly influences how your body is going to behave in the real world.
You could call it a kind of neurological priming.
That's the perfect term for it. If you're getting ready for a big conversation, just rehearsing your lines is not enough. A cognitive proxemics approach would be to mentally simulate the entire environment.
The room where you're sitting, the distance between you.
All of it. And you intentionally project a sense of calm, of controlled proximity in that simulation. It lets you practice a desired nonverbal response long before the meeting even starts.
It's the invisible prep work that determines whether you walk in with confidence or with, hesitation, which is a perfect bridge to mastering the visible nonverbal signals.
And we really have to emphasize how much weight these signals carry. The data is pretty consistent on this. Up to 65% of all meaning is communicated nonverbally.
And here's the critical part. When what you say conflicts with what your body is doing, we always believe the body.
Always. If you say, I'm excited about this project, but you're slumped over, avoiding eye contact, nobody's buying it. The body language is more believable every time.
Which brings us to that core principle of persuasive communication, alignment. Your nonverbal signals have to match your verbal message.
If you want to convey power, you need a confident posture. If you want to convey trust, you keep your hands visible. It signals transparency, an authentic smile, one that actually crinkles the eyes, that connects instantly.
And that focus on alignment, it allows you to build rapport. And maybe the most powerful tool for that is the subtle art of mirroring.
Mirroring is not about mocking someone. It's about synchronized movement. It's actually a natural human tendency. We do it all the time without thinking, matching someone's walking pace, their breathing.
But the sources say you can use this strategically. So let's say you're a leader and you're trying to connect with someone who is just completely completely closed off. Arms crossed, legs crossed, radiating resistance. How do you handle that?
Well, you don't start by being all open and enthusiastic. That's a huge mismatch. It's jarring.
Right.
Instead, you first subtly and gently mirror their closed posture. Just for a moment, to establish that nonverbal connection. It shows you're in sync with their current state.
And then
you slowly and deliberately open your own posture. Maybe you uncross your legs first. Then you rest your hands openly on the table.
And the insight here is pretty incredible. The sources suggest that when you do this, something like 95% of people will unconsciously follow your lead and relax their own posture.
95%. It's a huge number. But it raises a really critical question, right? How do we make sure this doesn't cross the line into mimicry or manipulation?
Yeah, where is that line?
It's about synchronization versus mimicry. Authentic mirroring is about matching the general pace and energy, the overall posture. It feels natural. Mimicry is when it becomes sudden, precise, almost creepy.
The goal is rapport, not a puppet show.
Exactly. It's to make the other person feel understood so you can gently guide the interaction. And this idea of subtle control leads us straight into active listening.
If you've mastered nonverbal alignment, you can show you're paying attention without saying a single word.
Active listening, as the sources define it, is really about creating a safe space for the other person. It starts with a mindset. Okay, the best way to put it is be curious, not judgmental.
Listen without your own agenda.
And crucially, you have to avoid what the sources call the big three conversational mistakes. The first is deflecting, making it about yourself. The second is offering unsolicited advice.
And the third one feels like the most damaging. Minimizing or dismissing their feelings. Saying something like, oh, it's not that bad, you'll get over it.
Those errors just rob the speaker of validation. The highest level of active listening is simply confirming your understanding. You summarize and reflect their feelings. It sounds like you felt extremely frustrated when that happened, is that right?
That one question validates their entire experience.
It strengthens the connection instantly. And this mastery of alignment, body, mind, message, it's just as crucial in physical performance.
Let's transition from social alignment to physical mastery, because in that world, concealing your intent is the ultimate weapon.
Absolutely. Few people understood this better than Bruce Lee. His whole philosophy is deeply emphasized what he calls non-telegraphic.
Meaning you don't give away your move before you make it?
Exactly. If an attack starts with a visible twitch in the shoulder or the hip, you've telegraphed it. You've given your opponent a tell.
The sources explain that a true JKD strike launches from the center. It uses the whole body, feet, hips, shoulders, all sync to transfer force so fast it's nearly invisible.
It appears to come from nowhere, and that concept translates perfectly to basketball, specifically to the unstoppable fadeaway jump shot.
Perfected by Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, it's all about creating distance, maintaining stability, and masking the launch point of the shot.
The biomechanics breakdown of Jordan's shot shows this repeatable setup, this neuromuscular priming. He used a wide base for stability, maintained perfect midline balance even while leaning back.
And he used his non-shooting leg as a counterbalance to mirror his arms. It was a perfectly synchronized machine.
And Kobe, who studied Jordan relentlessly, he actually took his inspiration from a cheetah.
A cheetah?
Yeah, he claimed he learned how to maintain stability while fading away by watching a hunting cheetah maintain perfect balance while attacking at high speed. It's an amazing example of looking for solutions outside your own field.
And when you look at their careers, the data shows this huge difference between just being skilled and achieving true mastery. It's all in the efficiency metrics.
Exactly. We're not just talking field goal percentage. We're talking about points per possession or true shooting percentage. They give you a much clearer picture of efficiency.
The gap between an elite scorer like Kobe, who is super efficient on a high usage, and a skilled but inefficient player. It's their ability to score against the other team's best defenders when they are the focus of the entire defensive scheme.
They can be the engine against the toughest resistance. And their mental blueprints for this were completely different.
Kobe consciously created the Black Mamba alter ego, designed the Mamba mentality around obsession, process, and constant self-improvement.
Jordan, on the other hand, was just pathologically competitive. The sources say he would literally make up slights to fuel his motivation. He saw everyone as an obstacle.
One was internal mastery. The other was all about external conflict. Incredible. Okay, let's take all this. Proxemics, nonverbal alignment, genuine versus manufactured intent, and apply it to dating.
First, setting the scene is huge. Avoid stressful face-to-face interviews over a table. The Best dates involve movement and a shared focus.
Like a walk and talk along a scenic route or a creative activity like a cooking class.
Exactly. And for romance, the sources point to low-light environments. Stargazing near a new moon is apparently ideal.
And using this nonverbal knowledge is so important for decoding someone's real intent, especially when you're trying to distinguish between genuine interest and love bombing.
Right. Love bombing is a major red flag. It's defined by its intensity, but more importantly, by its inconsistency. It's an attempt to gain control.
How so?
By overwhelming you with affection, fast-forwarding intimacy with talks of commitment way too early, and then following those emotional highs with sudden, confusing coldness.
That inconsistency is the tell. It creates dependency. Genuine affection, on the other hand, is consistent. It's dependable. It respects the natural pace of things.
Genuine interest nurtures a relationship without pressure. It feels secure. Love bombing feels intoxicating at first, but ultimately it feels unstable.
Finally, let's talk about the hidden glue of long-term connection. Humor. The sources call it the WD-40 for tension.
It creates resilience. It diffuses arguments. It turns chaotic moments, a burnt dinner, a disastrous DIY project, into shared bonding experiences.
And the sources are specific here. It's not about telling rehearsed jokes. They say that's a sign you're probably not funny.
Right. Successful humor is about creating a shared language, noticing small, unique moments together, building that private little club of inside jokes.
But a word of caution on self-deprecating humor.
Yes, it's like salt. A little bit is great. It shows you don't take yourself too seriously, but too much ruins the dish. You risk turning your partner into your full-time cheerleader, and that really disrupts the balance of the relationship.
This has been a pretty profound deep dive. We've gone from the neurology of space all the way to the Mamba mentality and shared laughter. The core idea, whether you're trying to win a contract or build a connection, it's alignment.
It's all alignment. Your internal maps, your visible body language, and your concealed intent all have to be synchronized and intentional.
Absolutely.
We started this with cognitive proxemics, and the idea that our brain treats imagined input the same as real input. So I think that leaves a really important question for you, the listener.
What's that?
If your neural system builds maps of imagined spaces,
Right.
what hidden mental maps are you projecting onto your future relationships or challenges right now? What intentional distance or proximity are you mentally creating, and how is that already influencing your ability to connect?
That intentional internal framing. That really is the ultimate invisible influence. Thank you for diving deep with us. We'll catch you next time.